channel, and today is the day, guys, the day that I have been promising for weeks for me to show you my top 10 crowns or wigs that are in my collection. I'm sorry if this is a long video, but I do, like I said, have 10 crowns to go through. So, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever, and let's get going. Hey guys, editing Lisa here. Sorry to interrupt the beginning of this video, but I just wanted to say that when I originally filmed this video, I did a lot of the wig crown wearing 101 type explanations, like how do you put it on, what do you wear under it, what are the different cap styles, what to look for, all those different things. And this video is already 33 minutes long, and that was going to make it like another 15 minutes. And I just thought that was way too long. So I edited all that out. I will put that in a separate video. I'll probably actually refilm it just because when I was doing it, it was kind of mixed in with the footage of my favorite crown. So anyway, just wanted to explain kind of the genesis of this video and that I intended it to be a part, but it just got too long. So enjoy my top 10 crowns for the moment in my collection, and stay tuned for the wig crown 101 tutorial. This is Carmen, and I do have my list here so I can give you a little bit of details on all of these crowns. So Carmen is a kind of a gray / platinum with a shadow root. So you can see there that, the root is darker, which again, for me, ties in well with my darker eyebrows, right? I'm naturally a brunette. So I think, as I mentioned, maybe it was on my TikTok, that if I were to go and actually have this color done to my hair, which FYI, I did try for about a year, it is one, incredibly expensive. I'm talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and that was in Kansas City, mind you. I can only imagine what it would cost here in New York. Two, many, many, many hours in the chair each time. I think my very first appointment with her, I was there for like 8 hours. It was an entire day extravaganza. And three, the damage to your hair would be ridiculous, and it did. It fried my hair. But anyway, to try to get this, and if I did achieve it, as I sort of did several years ago, this is back in like 2019, as it grows out, I'm gonna have darker roots, right? So for me, this is very sort of believable. This is 130% density. Carmen is a T-part, so I will show you the inside of her in a second. And yeah, so like I said, I just really love her. I have done literally nothing to her except take a heat comb, which if you are getting into wigs, I would highly recommend buying one. You can get one for like 15 bucks off of Amazon. I will try to remember to link the one I have in the description box below. But if you had, this one had like, I don't know, 15 or 20 hairs that were kind of like coming down this way on this side. And so I just used the heat comb to just, move it back. And then, like I said, I just kind of held the hair back like this. As it cooled, I use a little mini fan that I use to dry my setting spray on my face. That just helps cool it much, much faster. And voila, those little hairs are no longer falling in my face. So other than that, I have done literally nothing but cut the lace off of Carmen and put her on my head. So this is Bethany. Bethany is the stacked bob that everybody seems to love on me. She is in a brunette blend, and she is what's called a 13x6 parting space. So do you see how much lace is in this cap? It means that you can part this crown anywhere that there is lace. So if you don't like a center part, for example, you can move it over here. You can move it over there. You can move it to kind of wherever you want on a 13x6. That's generally kind of the largest lace space that you will see. So there's a lot of flexibility in here. The other thing that all the wigs have are generally some form of adjustability here in the back. So there are these little kind of like bra hooks here that you can move into these loops along here. So if you need to tighten the wig, so if it's, generally this standard size cap fits like a size 22, 22 and a half inch head, circumference head. You know, maybe your head is 21 and 3/4, and so you're not small enough necessarily maybe to order a petite size wig, but or sometimes they don't come in petite. You want this, but you need to tighten it, so that allows you to do that. So let's put Bethany on. She is the perfect fall winter crown because, like I said, she is a stacked bob, so nothing is rubbing against, you know, anything down here. So I think when I was wearing her the other day, I had on a black turtleneck. That was perfect. She wasn't touching the turtleneck. There's really nothing here to get tangled. So short wigs like this are perfect in the fall winter. Bethany is a medium brown blonde blend with brunette root. So you can obviously see that. Like I said, stacked bob, 130% density again. And as I mentioned, excuse me, a 13x6. Next up is Bailey, and Bailey is a T-part. So I will show you her construction. You can see that there is a very obvious T going down the middle. So she is essentially just a center part. Like you really can't change the part line when it's like this. She is in the cool brunette blend. So she's a cool brunette, caramel brunette, and blonde mix with a black shadow root. She is 135% density, so definitely more dense. I probably will go in, I haven't thinned her yet, and I do have a couple of videos on my TikTok where I show changing one, and I'm going to show you that. She's actually a Sharpi that I completely altered, but I may end up thinning her out a little bit. Bailey is basically the little sister to Pauline. She is what they call a Biofutura fiber. The other thing about Bailey and also her big sister Pauline is that these do have some baby hairs that come with it. So you can see that there are a couple of baby hairs that I've left on. There were some more in the middle here that I cut off, but that's what you can decide when you get the wig and when you cut off the lace. I just happen to think that that looks pretty natural because most of us have little baby hairs, right? Not every single hair on our head is the exact same length. And so a lot of us get breakage up, especially, you know, around the front hairline. So that's just natural. So I just love this. This is what they call, let me tilt my camera down a little bit. So these are what they call Utah curls. If any of you are watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, you know that this is very typical of the curl pattern that all of those women seem to have on the show, and that's hence where the name came from, that these are Utah curls, which is basically that you have a curl and then the last, you know, however 4 or 5 inches are straight. So these are Utah curls. Like I said, Pauline, her big sister, is just a longer version of this. She probably comes down like below the boobs, but I absolutely love this crown. I love the coloring on it. Again, it's got this, you know, pretty dark root, which again is much closer to my bio hair color. And yeah, I absolutely love her. Like I said, probably will thin her out a little bit because she feels a little bulky. I've already worn her a couple times though with it like this. Obviously it didn't bother me that much, but you know, probably at some point we'll thin her out. But yeah, this is Bailey. Next, let's talk about Cider. So Cider was my very first foray into the red, copper, those beautiful fall shades. And I think she is absolutely stunning. So she is described as auburn with dark brunette root and blonde highlights. And she is 140 to 130% density. And I would describe her as just having these kind of soft waves. And she is a 13x3. So let me show you the inside of her. So you can see that the lace parting space here is narrower, right? This is about, you know, 3 inches here. So you have a little bit less room to play with, but still, you know, enough room to change the part if you want to. We still have our combs here. We still have our back clip. We still have our adjusters here, and here you can see where that extra band, if you wanted to use it, would attach. Actually, I have one right over there. Let me grab that. So here's what those extra bands look like. It's kind of like a bra strap adjusters, so you can make them, you know, there's 3 different sets of hooks here, so you can make it tighter or looser, and then the ends just, you know, go onto the hooks here, and that would go then behind your head and down there. Like I said, I don't wear these. I don't feel like I need them. Some people love them and they really think they're great for security. Like I said, not really my thing. So anyway, let's try Cider on. You guys, I mean, this is stunning. I love that, you know, that we've got these kind of blonde pieces here around the face, so it gives it a little bit of interest. And yeah, I just love her. Now this is the regular, sorry if there's a hair in front of me. This is the regular Futura fiber. So hopefully you can kind of see the difference. This is definitely shinier. If you want to get rid of some of the shine, because sometimes they can be pretty shiny, guys. And you know, to me, that makes it a little more obvious that you're wearing a wig. Dry shampoo is fantastic. So spray a bunch of dry shampoo into it and then take your hair dryer and again, on the inside of the cap, like blow through that, and dry shampoo will help take away some of the shine. Also, washing your crowns will help take away the shine. It will dull that too. But I just love the dimension in this. Like I said, just all the different colors in it. I'm so happy that I ordered this and like kind of went out of my comfort zone. This was, I think, one of the first crowns that I ordered that was, again, sort of out of my just brunette comfort zone and getting away from my own bio hair. But again, I think especially for me, when you have the darker root, it just looks like, okay, you just colored your hair auburn and you know, you have naturally dark hair, but you decided to color your hair. So anyway, I love Cider. I think she was a great grab, and unfortunately I think she is sold out, but Chelsea always does great auburn and red and different tones of those colors. So in fact, I may have another new one coming to me from the wig show last night. So anyway, this is Cider. So while we're on the topic of red auburn beautiful crowns, let's talk about Sharpi in the natural auburn with highlights. Let's make sure that I'm getting that correct. Natural auburn with highlights. So she was 140% density with soft barrel curls is what, you know, the description was. Now, I did a huge revision on this Sharpi. Sharpis normally come down to about here. And so I cut off probably a good 5-6 inches off of this, and I have done a lot of thinning on her, but she is just this absolutely gorgeous mix of blonde and red. I actually wore her yesterday and I just love the way she looks. She is a T-part, as you can see. This is really a standard T-part, and you know, all the traditional things, the combs. This one does have the extra band if you want to use it, and the adjustments in the back. So let's try her on. So here is, like I said, Sharpi in the natural auburn with highlights. Now, the other thing that I did that she doesn't come with is I fix my lace here. Is I put a shadow root on her. So I took some root spray that I have that I just use on my own hair when I, you know, am actually not wearing a crown, you know, as my hair is growing out. Although, as you guys can see, I have about this much growth right now that I do need to color. But anyway, she was this color, so the auburn color, all the way to the root. If I kind of move this over here, you can see what her root naturally was. But I just took some of that, I don't know what it is, like Clairol or Revlon or whoever, just root spray, and yeah, just sprayed it there, sprayed a tiny bit, you know, up front where you can see, and I think she turned out amazing, and I adore this length. This to me would be should be a new collection. I don't know what we would call her, but sort of like we have Bailey is the little sister to Pauline. I think this length Sharpi needs to be its own collection and, you know, have its own name. So I am so happy with how this turned out. If you want to see how I did this transformation, I did capture it all. It's a 2-part series on my TikTok. My TikTok is linked to my A Little Less Lisa account. So if you go onto TikTok, just search A Little Less Lisa and you'll find my account. And I've started showing crowns on there and outfits of the day and things like that. So, but I did video, you know, I did record me going through the whole process of cutting the length off of her, although I started after I had already cut one side and I was like, oh, I should probably film this. So go check that out over there if you want to see. Like I said, there's a part 1 and a part 2. I also did thin her out even a little bit more, and I also added some face framing layers. So some of these shorter layers in the front here were not existent, so I just, you know, diagonal I'm not a hairdresser, you guys, so, you know, don't look at whatever I'm doing in the video and thinking I'm doing it wrong. I probably am doing it wrong, but it's just what I've learned. And then I also cut some additional layers into this top section here, because again, I felt like it was a little heavy down at the bottom here, especially after I cut off all that length, which kind of, anyway, so it just worked. So I just love it. I think she turned out fantastic. This is Sharpi in the Natural Auburn. Next up is another new one that I just added recently from the previous wig show, and that is Dakota Blonde. As I mentioned, I just fell in love with this crown the minute that I put on. She is so lightweight. She is so easy to wear. I love, again, that she's got the darker roots, so it helps me blend it in, you know, with my own coloring. Look at the shine. I mean, she's just simply gorgeous. So Dakota in the blonde, natural blonde with dark shadow root, 130% density, long layers, loose waves, and I have a description of super lightweight feeling. She is a 13x4, so a little bit more space to part than the 13x3. So again, you've got that flexibility. This one has the combs here, there. She also came with a band, which I have removed. And yeah, so let's try her on. So here is Dakota on. Like I said, I love her. Kind of sit back a little bit here so you can see. She comes kind of like a little bit into the boob area. I love just this natural lift that you get from her. I literally have done nothing but cut the lace on Dakota. I just think she is, like I said, phenomenal. Absolutely did nothing, cut the lace, and actually put her on that night after I got her. And I became a blonde in the evening. I don't even remember what I was wearing earlier in the day, but I'm like, I have to wear this wig. She is absolutely stunning. So yeah, just 100%, if she is still available, like I said, run, don't walk, go pick her up. You know, I never thought that I would be able to pull off a blonde like this, but again, I think with the rooting, it really helps. It really helps it make it look more believable, if I necessarily cared about it looking more believable. Like I said, I'm at a point now. I mean, when I go out with friends, and obviously they knew what my hair looked like before, I just say, yeah, you know, I was losing my hair, unfortunately. So yeah, I've decided to wear wigs now, to wear crowns, because they make me feel better and I love them. So anyway, just absolutely love Dakota. So glad that I got her. I was definitely influenced by some people on TikTok to get her, who just, you know, said she was amazing. Didn't order her the first night of the wig show, and then went back and ordered her, and could not be happier that I did. Let's move into a very classic brunette. This is Sunny. She is dark brown with lighter brown highlights, 140 to 130% density, long layers, and my description was my hair, but better. And she is a 13x4 with a pre-plucked middle. So I'm really glad that I get to talk about this. So let's look at the inside here. So as you can see, she's got this, 13 by 4 lace space, but do you see this part here in the middle where she looks like she's a T part? It means that they have gone through and pre-plucked, so defined a middle part, but you can still have the ability to shift the part if you want to. So for somebody like me who really likes a center part, this is great for me because it's already done, it's pre-plucked. So, sometimes on a T part, or yeah, I guess I would say like on a T part, sometimes the part space is really narrow. And that again is not necessarily the most natural look. Most of us have a larger part in our hair than, especially if we're starting to lose some of our hair or it's starting to thin, right? So, it's just sometimes I go in and I will actually pluck some of the hairs out of the center part on a T part just to make it a little more natural. So I'm just kind of brushing through Sunny. She is quite long, as you'll see when I put her on, but she, like I said, she's just got some really long kind of base framing layers. Again, the 13 by 4 with the pre-plucked center, your combs. This one did not come with an added band, so like I said, not a big deal for me, but if it's a big deal for you, you should know that. The adjustments on the backs, and let's get her on. So here is Sunny on. Hopefully you can see the length. Let me tilt you down a little. So you can see the length here on Sunny. And like I said, she to me is just my hair, but better. This coloring actually is pretty close to my bio hair color. And like I said, you guys, this is stunning. She is a lot of hair. I think I said she's 140%. Yeah, 140 to 130% density. So she does get a little bit lighter down here, which is why you can kind of see that, right? Because it's layered. And so it's definitely a lesser density down here than it is up here. I may go in and thin her out, maybe just a tiny bit. I don't know, but oh, you guys, she is just, she's stunning. Absolutely stunning. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is Coral in the soft brunette. She is a dark brunette with cool brunette money pieces. She's 120%. And my description is she's light, mostly straight with curtain bangs. So as you can see here, she's got these curtain bangs in the front. And this is a really, really great beginner wig. One, because she is a T-part, so you don't have to futz around with trying to find a part or making sure with your heat comb that it goes the way you want it to go or anything like that. It's a T-part, you put it on your head and you go. The most you might have to do is, if it came a little funky in the bag because of shipping, you might have to kind of, use a heat comb slightly to make sure that the curtain bangs aren't falling forward. She's really, really lightweight. Again, just a perfect beginner crown. Not that you can't start with a more dense crown, but again, if you are somebody who has really, really fine or thin hair to begin with, or you're like me and you're suffering from hair loss, this may look a little more realistic. So like I said, she has a T-part. She's got her combs again. This one did come with the extra band that, like I said, is not on her. And let's try her on. All right, so here Coral is on. I also have Coral in the apricot coloring as well. You guys really liked that. I wore her on a video a few weeks ago and I got a lot of compliments on her. But this one, is obviously a little closer to my natural color, but I just love, like I said, these curtain bangs, which just give a little bit of interest and face framing. The T-part is super, super easy. If you want to give her a little more lift in the, crown along the part line, you can do the hair dryer trick, but I kind of like, especially these kind of lighter density T-parts, I just kind of like them as they are. She is just, like I said, a really, really great lightweight crown, and she is a good, let me tilt this down again, you know, a really good length. She's not super long. And like I said, because she's so lightweight, she's really, really easy to wear and just a really natural looking crown, right? I mean, I don't think if you saw me on camera and you had just come on to my channel for the first time, I don't think any of you would think that this is a wig. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just kind of my own personal opinion. So anyway, this is Coral in the brunette. I think when it comes to a wig style, I think that Megan may be my favorite. So I have Megan in this one, and this is the one that I've worn. I actually wore her out to a date night out with David. So this is in, I also have her in apricot, but this is the one with the light brunette with highlights. So she's a light brunette with highlights, 130% density, long layers, curtain bangs, and my description, perfect hairstyle. So again, she's got kind of the darker rooting on her, which helps me out, but her curtain bangs are simply perfection. And again, she was a 100% out of the bag, throw on and go. She's just fantastic. She is I think a 13 by 3. This one I actually bought pre-loved. So I did buy this from a wig sister because I do not think that this particular crown in this colorway is available on the site anymore, but she was completely new. Like, I cut her lace and her tag off. Obviously we've got the combs, we had an extra band that I took off, and the back combs. So let's throw her on. I wear her as a middle part, shocker of shocker, and show you what she looks like. Like I said, I just absolutely love this style. So here is Megan. Like I said, you can see these just like absolutely perfectly coiffed curtain bangs and this amazing dimensional color, just really amazing. And what is she, 130% density, and you know, I can definitely feel that she's a little bit heavier than, for example, the Coral that I just showed you at 120% density, but you know, given this length, she's not heavy by any means. But like I said, this style to me is absolutely perfection. I love the long layers. You know, it's like you've got a blowout. Let me tip this down a little bit so you can see where she comes to. So, you know, at the longest point, she's kind of, you know, lower boob there, but yeah, just fantastic. You know, if you wanted to take her up, you know, into like a half up, half down kind of thing, you know, you've got these layers that you can pull around. That was probably a little too much, you know, around the face. If you wanted, you could even cut even more layers from these curtain bangs down. But she just, I mean, look at that. She just looks, she's amazing. Like I said, she's just, to me, the perfect crown. I was really happy to get her in the apricot. I haven't worn her yet, but she still has her lace and tag on, but I will certainly wear her coming up. I've worn my other two apricot crowns. I've got a Kristen and a rooted apricot, and I have the cloud, actually, or excuse me, the Coral in the apricot, which, like I said, is the one that you guys have seen me on camera in. So yeah, this is Megan in the light brunette with highlights. So last but certainly not least is Ruby in the soft brunette. I'm pretty sure. I actually have 3 rubies, so I need to make sure that I'm telling you the description on the right one. She is a cool toned brunette with light cool tone brunette money pieces, so you can kind of see them on the side, and face framing layers. It says she's 140 to 130% density, and I said, you know, she's mostly straight with a slight bend, and she is a 13 by 3 parting. So again, you've got that lace space that you can work with. I've got her again as a center part. You've got your added band if you wanted that, your combs, and your adjusters on the back. And let's show you what Ruby is all about and why I have 3, because she's just another one of those throw on and go. All right, so here is Ruby. So hopefully you can kind of see, probably should have done this back to back with the coral, because I think you would have been able to see a little bit difference in the density. There's definitely more hair down here at the bottom on the rubies than there is on the corals. So even though they're kind of about the same length, I would say, you know, just kind of right above the boob, it has kind of a similar curtain bang. If you want a lighter density crown, then definitely try to get a coral, because I think they're all 120%. But rubies are a great starter crown. Again, you've got a little bit of lace space to play with, so if you just want a center part, it kind of generally comes that way, but if you want to play around with it, you can. It's a little higher density, but just a really easy style to wear. So like I said, this is Ruby, and I have her in this color. I have her in the nutmeg coloring. They're all brunettes. And then a chocolate ganache, which is, I think, the only one of the 3 that I haven't worn yet. And she is newer to my collection, and she's just this beautiful dark chocolate brown, just absolutely stunning. So this, like I said, is Ruby. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I feel like at the moment are my top 10 of the crowns that I have. I won't tell you how many crowns I have altogether. And like I said, maybe I'll show you in another video, because this video has gotten really, really long. How I store them and all that kind of thing. And like I said, check out, depending on which channel you're watching this video on, I will do kind of my hair loss journey and what I'm doing to grow my hair back and all those kind of things. I'll do that on my A Little Less Lisa channel, since it's a little more appropriate over there, since it's related to my weight loss. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below if you, okay, there's one hair in my face. Oh my gosh. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. I'm happy to try to answer anything I can. You know, I've only been wearing wigs for probably the last 2 months, I would say, maybe. So yeah, since probably like mid-August. So yeah, I guess it's been about 2 months. So I'm certainly not an expert, but I can certainly try to answer some questions if you have them. I am not an affiliate for Chelsea Smith Crowns. I just love her product. So I will have all of these linked below. Some of them may or may not be in stock. Just click the link and see if they are. If they're not, definitely put yourself on a restock notification list. You should be able to do that on the website for each individual crown that you are interested in if it's not there. And yeah, like I said, just let me know if you have any questions. But I'm really, really loving this whole wig crown thing. And you know, who knows? I mean, it's going to take a long time for my hair to come back. So obviously these are going to be in my life for a while now, but it's just so much fun, you guys. And like I said, you can play with color and style where you couldn't do that with your own natural bio hairs. So I think it's great no matter if you need to wear them or not. I think they're a fantastic fashion accessory. If you enjoyed the video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. It does help the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to see you back here. So click the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. If you haven't seen enough of me yet, there'll be some video over here in the corner that YouTube thinks is perfect for you to watch next. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.